So, I think that a lot of Haitian people are in the United States right now as a part of fighting for their country. And I'm going to try and explain this in an easy way. When remittances get sent to Haiti from Haitian people here, let me say it this way: people here who are Haitian American or Haitian oftentimes send money back to their country. The remittances they send home actually add to the GDP. A lot of the people who are being deported have been sending money back home. So that's going to drop their GDP. Now, the country is already in a bad situation, okay? Horrible situation. So that money was actually helping the country. So in a way, they are fighting for their country by sending the money back home to their families. Okay, because if you send money back home to the families who don't have that much money, maybe they don't have that much money. When you send them money back home, it all depends on what they're then doing with that money, and that's the thing. So it all depends on what they're doing with the money when the money's sent back home. Okay, are they starting a business? Are they blah blah? But as far as the people over here, all they can do is send the money back. Okay, so if they get deported back, there's no income like there used to be. You see what I'm saying? Like there used to be. So I think building up some countries, especially some like Haiti, right now, it requires multi-dimensional thought process. Okay, because that country is not a country that's actually built like the USA. Right now, it's in turmoil, and it needs. And then you have G's over there stealing money from people, running people from their homes, majority in one location. Now there are nice locations in Haiti and safer locations, but when it comes down to that's 500,000 people who could have been potentially sending money back home that won't be. So it'll drop the GDP, and then they'll have to figure out another way. So basically there'll be more poverty, if I'm explaining this right. So, like for instance, when I'm gonna go over to the continent of Africa real quick, and there are a lot of countries who are starting the labor programs, right? To export. One thing that some African countries have not figured out yet is how to export more product than they do people. Okay, this has been happening since the transatlantic slave trade. In the transatlantic slave trade, they sent their most skilled out in exchange for products and money. The leaders got the money. Okay. During the transatlantic slave trade, the leaders got the money and the slave traders got the money. The African slave traders did because they were all in business deals with Europe. So many times in many countries, not just in African countries, but in Asian countries, sometimes the countries are in such a state where they can only make money through the export of people over the export of product. So, since the transatlantic slave trade, many African countries are still exporting people instead of manufacturing product right there and sending out product. They're getting more money off of people out here in America because the United States is the number one country where people make the money and send back, right? So they'll come to the United States of America and they'll work their butts off sending money back home. to their origin countries. Ghana just started a program, labor. I was talking about this in another video. Labor, exporting labor for countries who need it. A lot of other West African countries are starting the labor program to export labor to a lot of other countries, um, from the UK to even Jamaica, exporting labor to Jamaica, just so that the young population of West Africa can thrive because they have a young population across the whole continent, right? So that's how they're exporting people to bring in money, which boosts the economy because they're sending it to their families, right? Instead of manufacturing products from within the country to export out. So they just continue to move people out to make money. It's just this never ending cycle. Never ending cycle. So many of them feel like, how can I fight for a country even though I put my all into it, and then now I'm getting deported? I gotta fight for myself. I have to eat in order to fight for my country. So that's gonna be put on the back burner. I have to eat in order to fight for my country. And a lot of people just say, okay, well, in order to fight for my country, I just gotta go out here and work and send the money back. And when the money gets sent back, is it being put to use like it should be put to use? Or is it just building houses and mansions so people can say, hey, look what I got? See what I'm saying? It's a weird thing. Finally, I just think that some countries are way too dependent on remittances. I really do. And this is where you get the brain drain and all this other stuff from. They just depending on people to go out and then send money back to the country, because we aren't gonna be teaching and doing all this stuff. Yeah, we have a young population. They can go out there. Instead of using that young population to build up so many different things within the country, they just go send them out, send them out, send them out. Because let me see, Mexico gets a lot of remittances. Guess who the number one country is? India. India is the number one country for remittances. Yes, they send that money back to India. Okay, then it's in Mexico, and I think next is the Philippines. Yeah. So people, actual economies, yeah, they get billions off of people just going out working and sending money back. Yup, and that's how it supports the economy. But I think a lot of economies are way too dependent on that. I think there's where a lot of the problem is.